Now, this is one person's opinion. That kind of stupid takes a plan. And I say that because, number one, this is America. That had never happened before in America. That's the sort of thing that happens in a country whose Powerball jackpot is 287 chickens and a goat. It doesn't happen here. And I call it stupid because it broke the seal. It broke the seal. It normalized it.
Did you just see that? I had to rewatch it twice before I could even form a sentence. Senator John Kennedy just walked into that confirmation hearing and within 60 seconds had Pam Bondi agreeing on the record that a justice system without legitimacy leads to chaos. That was not an accident. That was a lawyer setting a trap and watching it snap shut. That is what separates Kennedy from most people sitting in that chamber. He does not show up to perform. He shows up to make a point, and he builds it brick by brick until the foundation is airtight. We are about to watch this full exchange, and by the end of it you will understand exactly why the DOJ is in the condition it is in today and what it is going to take to fix it. If you are new here, this channel exists because these moments deserve more than a 30-second news clip. Hit subscribe so you never miss a breakdown. Let's get into it.
Senator Cruz would be next, but he's not here, so I call on Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Bondi, welcome. Congratulations. Can we agree that legitimacy is important to America's criminal justice system?
Yes, Senator.
Can we agree that legitimacy is important to the Department of Justice, which in part administers our criminal justice system?
Yes, Senator.
And if Americans come to believe that our criminal justice system or our Department of Justice is acting illegitimately, that makes Americans less likely to accept the results of that system, does it not?
Yes, Senator.
And that makes Americans less likely to follow the substantive laws that we pass that are administered by the Department of Justice. Isn't that true?
Yes, Senator.
And if that happens, we have chaos, don't we?
Chaos.
And the social contract is breached, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you remember a person by the name of Michael Avenatti?
Yes.
Several years ago, he was a media star here in Washington.
An attorney, correct?
Yes. He was a media star. And many members of our media loved him because he persistently bashed Donald Trump. And he was on TV every day. He was on CNN more than Wolf Blitzer. Do you know where Mr. Avenatti is today?
I believe he's sitting in prison, Senator.
He's in jail because he was a crook. And the Department of Justice helped put him there, didn't it?
Yes, Senator.
Do you remember a gentleman by the name of Sam Bankman-Fried?
Yes, Senator.
Boy genius. So smart and so powerful that he thought he could command the tides. So smart and so powerful and so rich that he would go to meetings with serious people like Bill Clinton, like Tony Blair, looking like a slob, looking like a fourth runner-up to a John Belushi lookalike contest. And he thought it was cute. Where's Mr. Bankman-Fried today?
I believe he is in prison, and I believe that's from the Netflix series I saw as well.
Because he's a crook. And who helped put him there?
The Department of Justice, Senator.
Can we agree that there's some really, really good men and women at the Department of Justice?
Many, many great men and women in the Justice Department, as well, Senator, as all the law enforcement agencies that fall within the Department of Justice. They're out there risking their lives, especially the law enforcement officers, every single day.
Can we agree, though, that there have been and may be today some bad people in the Department of Justice?
Yes, Senator.
We don't know for sure because for the last 4 years, the curtains there have been tightly drawn. But I think a minority of people there, have delegitimized America's criminal justice system. The most destabilizing act that I saw in the past 4 years, maybe in the history of the department, is when Attorney General Garland decided on the basis of dubious facts and untested legal theories to criminally prosecute a former president of the United States. And not only that, this is the special part. He decided to do it after the former president of the United States had announced that he was going to run against Attorney General Garland's boss, didn't he?
Senator, are you referring to going after a political opponent?
I think so. Now, this is one person's opinion. That kind of stupid takes a plan. And I say that because, number one, this is America. That had never happened before in America. That's the sort of thing that happens in a country whose Powerball jackpot is 287 chickens and a goat. It doesn't happen here. And I call it stupid because it broke the seal. It broke the seal. It normalized it. There are a lot of ambitious prosecutors in America, Democrat and Republican. And I'll bet you right now there's some prosecutor in a particular state thinking about, well, maybe I ought to file criminal charges against President Biden's inner circle for conspiring to conceal his mental decline. And that's the road we're headed down. And you've got to fix it, Counselor. You've got to fix it. And here's, in my judgment, what I would ask you to do. Find out who the bad guys are and the bad women and get rid of them. Find out who the good people are and lift them up. But do it on the basis of facts and evidence and fairness. Because the temptation of some people is going to be, they're going to tell you, look, two wrongs don't make a right, but they do make it even. Don't resist that temptation. Help us restore legitimacy to the Department of Justice.
Thank you, Senator.
Now you have seen the whole thing. Let's talk. Kennedy opened with one word that everything else in his argument depended on: legitimacy. If people stop believing the system is fair, they stop following it. And when that happens, you do not have a justice system anymore. You have a power struggle in a suit. He brought up Michael Avenatti first. The media loved that guy because he went after Trump on camera every single day. But Kennedy's point had nothing to do with Trump.
His point was that the DOJ did its job.
They looked past the fame and prosecuted a crook. That is exactly what the department is supposed to do. Same story with Sam Bankman-Fried. The man had meetings with world leaders looking like he just rolled out of a college dorm, and everyone treated him like a genius. Kennedy called him what he was and reminded us that a functioning DOJ does not care how rich or connected you are. But then it got serious. Kennedy said the most destabilizing thing he has ever seen from the Department of Justice was Merrick Garland's decision to criminally prosecute a former president who had already announced he was running for office again, running against Garland's own boss. And I agree with him, not because of who the target was, because of what that decision did to the institution. It broke the seal. Once you make it acceptable to go after political opponents using the federal government, you hand that weapon to every prosecutor in the country going forward. You cannot take that back. Kennedy even pointed out where this road leads. There is probably a prosecutor somewhere right now thinking about charging Biden's team for hiding his mental decline. And that is the world Garland's decision helped create. What stood out to me most was how Kennedy ended it. He did not call for revenge. He told Bondi to find the bad actors and remove them, find the good people and lift them up, and do all of it based on facts and fairness. That is not a political speech. That is a standard. The Department of Justice does not belong to any president or any party. It belongs to the American people. And right now it has a lot of ground to make up.
Kennedy gets it.
Let's hope Washington is listening.